So did you recover from the last episode?
I have recovered from the last episode, but let me tell you, unless you are in serious competition for a reality TV show, don't eat the cricket.
I can imagine. Well, hi everybody. My name is Lynn.
I'm Bruce. Welcome to this edition of Channel 14's Let's Do the Zoo.
Today we are outside. It is a glorious spring day, really, really warm. And what better day to go and meet some reptiles? Everybody's starting to warm up, including them. So I think because Bruce ate the cricket last time, we should reward him and let him go to one of his favorite spots. Come on,
Thanks,
let's go.
Lynn.
The kangaroo jumps up and down, the turtle crawls up on the ground. If you don't believe it's true,
Come on, let's do this.
Dr. Two will tell you that giraffe's neck is long. Camel riding through the zoo while the hippo sings along. Bring your family, come right in. You're always welcome here, my friend. Every word I say is true. Come on, let's do the zoo.
Bruce, look at all the reptiles in here.
Look at this guy. Oh, there he is. He's up hiding on the
I
log
see
up
him.
there. He looks like a piece of log.
He's
is that
great.
neat?
That's very nice. Let's keep going. Oh, Mary.
Yes.
Hi, Mary.
Hi.
Hey, Mary.
Hi, Bruce.
Thank you for inviting us to the reptile house.
Anytime. This is such a wonderful place to visit.
You have so many different animals in here.
Yes.
Seems like they all require different things.
Oh, they certainly do. Let's go in the back and I'll show you exactly how we do this.
Sounds great. Come on, Bruce.
Let's go.
Mary, this reptile house is enormous. I never knew this is what it looked like behind the scenes. Are you the only person that works here?
Well, it takes a number of people to keep this running properly, and I have a lot of help.
How long have you worked here?
I've been here 17 years.
Wow, that's
Yes.
amazing. Always
Strictly
with reptiles?
reptiles.
That's great. That's really cool.
This is my niche.
That's wonderful. Now, Mary, we said before that there's a lot of different types of animals in here. They have different requirements. How do you care for them?
Very different requirements, and we have this thermostat just about like you have on your heater and air conditioner at home, and I can set the summer highs and the winter lows, change it by season. It also gives the animal the right photo period. So in the winter they have shorter days, in the summer they have longer days, and
That's great.
and the temperature is changed by season. I have just taken the Gilas out of winter cool down. We've just brought them back up to normal temperature, and hopefully they'll reproduce for
That's
us.
wonderful. It's really nice to have these individual houses or chambers that you can control that. Do a lot of zoos have that?
Very few.
Really?
Very few. Most
Wow.
of them are controlled by heat lamps over the exhibits, and that is not real accurate.
I bet, I bet. Can you show us like some of the diversity? Do you have someone in here that's real warm and someone that's not so
of
warm?
course. Right behind you here
Okay.
is our bearded dragons from Australia, and they come from the desert areas of Australia, so we can have it, you can see it's sand. The temperature's 85 degrees during the day, plus an extra heat lamp. They can bask right here and raise their temperature if the animals choose to. And the male is sitting on his little termite mound,
That's
and
great.
the female is sitting right here.
That's wonderful.
And they are very content.
They do look like they are.
Yes.
Very comfortable. Okay, so this is a warm climate.
This is a very warm
Anybody
climate.
that's cooler?
Oh yeah. Let me show you another one. Let me close this. And we'll just go down this way.
All right. How many animals do you have in your building?
Approximately 100 in this
100?
building.
Right over here?
Right here. This is an animal. It's a northern Pacific giant salamander.
Wow, this is very different.
It's very different. We keep it at 62 degrees.
Very wet, so you can
Very
actually have
wet.
pools of water within the chambers.
She's in water. She has to stay cold and wet.
Kind of slippery, isn't
A
she?
little bit.
There she is.
There she is. She's a beautiful animal, and she is almost a record, longevity record in captivity.
Wow.
We've had her since 1978.
Wow. That's amazing.
And the reason we were able to keep her healthy and happy that long is because we can cool the chambers.
Huh. That's wonderful, Mary. Now, Mary, I noticed with this chamber, you have walls that are non-colored, and the other one were painted. Is that something
Yes.
you're working on right now?
We are certainly working on them. We hope to get them all painted soon. But it takes time and money.
You actually have one that you're thinking about doing up
Yes.
here? Well, let's go see it.
This way. Just right over here, Lynn, I have a chamber that we do have a sponsor for at this time. There is a group of special need children.
Yes.
It's a classroom, and they're doing some fundraising to help out here in the reptile house. And
That's
they will
wonderful.
sponsor the renovation of the blue tongue skinks. We have a pair of blue tongues in here, and this is the old style. Bare fiberglass, no paint, no background, a few rocks, a plant, a water bowl.
So you actually do the painting, or you have volunteers that come in and paint?
What I do personally is I take the animals out, set
Yes.
them up off display, strip the chamber totally down to the bare fiberglass, sterilize it, and put a base coat on.
And that's all your paints right here?
That's paints right here. And then the volunteers come in and paint the scenery.
Oh, that's great. That's
Yes.
great. Now, Mary, why do you even bother painting sceneries? Is it for the animals? Is it for the people watching, looking at the animals?
It's to make to give the public an idea of what they would live, how they would live in the wild.
I see.
We try to make it as close to their natural environment as possible.
So it's educational too.
Educational.
That's great.
It looks better for the animals from the public side, and we like it too.
Absolutely.
It's nice.
Are the reptiles stimulated by it at all?
I'm not sure. It depends on the reptile.
Okay, that's great. Mary, how do you find time to do all this? You're painting chambers, you're cleaning up animals, you're caring for animals, taking them out, showing the public, and then you've got to feed them too.
Oh yes, it's nonstop.
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 How do you
From
feed
8
these
to
guys?
5. Depends on what I'm feeding them. They will eat pink mice,
Okay.
and I feed them individually with feeder tongs so that they get. You have to make sure that they each get the right amount. You just don't put the food in and walk away, because one will eat everything and the other won't get
won't
it.
get anything.
You'll see it's gone and think they both had their share.
Okay.
So you really, really have to watch.
Where does all this food come from?
Oh, let me show you that.
All right.
Move yourself, sweetie. I have a food colony room.
Okay.
We breed rats
Okay.
and mice, and then we have tiny, tiny, tiny new hatch crickets that we have animals that need that size.
All right.
Larger crickets, up to the adult crickets. When we have the food here, we are sure it's healthy, that there is no diseases or anything, because the collection is only as healthy as the food I give it.
I see. So you've got total control
Total
over
control
your
over,
feeding.
over the food.
Is it difficult for you personally to feed out live animals?
No, we don't feed live animals. We feed fresh kill. And humans are the only animals that choose to eat meat. We do not have to eat meat to be healthy. We choose to do that. The rest of the animals on this planet do not have that choice.
I see.
Nature has geared them to eat a certain type of protein, and they have to have that or they will perish.
I understand. It makes perfect
Okay.
sense. So you're feeding mice, you're feeding rats, you're feeding crickets.
And sometimes you don't know what reptile keepers keep in their pocket. What kind of food do you think I have?
Crickets, mice.
No.
What? Worms.
Cockroach.
Cockroach, keep Bruce away.
Oh, cool.
That's a Madagascar giant
Who
hissing
eats that?
cockroaches. We feed out the mid-sized cockroaches to some of the Madagascar lizards.
That's amazing.
I know.
That's actually very beautiful.
I know.
Wow.
This happens to be a female. The males get a little bigger.
That's great. Mary, why was he in your pocket?
I was showing him to a child, and I just didn't get him put back.
I think you've been around reptiles way too long.
Oh, no. Not long enough.
All right, let's go out and see some more stuff.
All right, let me put this guy back.
All right.
Not in my pocket. Off my hand, please. There.
Just plunging my door.
Welcome back. We've met a couple different animals that we have here in the reptile house. There's so many, it's difficult to show you them all. In fact, Mary claims to have maybe close to 100 different animals in this building alone. We thought it'd be kind of fun if you got a chance to meet some of the venomous animals. Mary has a North American rattlesnake along with a gopher snake. Some of you may be familiar with them.
Let me open the cage, Lynn, and we'll take a look. Now that the weather's warming and the animals will be out and about in the foothills, these are two species that you may see very easily while you're out there hiking. This is a gopher snake.
This is a non-venomous snake.
Non-venomous snake.
But often confused with a venomous snake.
Often confused with the rattlesnake because they mimic them. They have learned to rattle their little tail. There's no rattle on it, but against the rocks or the leaves, it sounds like a rattler.
I see.
And they will rear up and hiss at you and fake strike. They've learned to mimic the rattlesnake, and that way they survive.
That's wonderful. That's great. What a great tool. But they also live side by side with the rattlesnake.
The northern Pacific rattlesnake. And we have a big boy in here. Here. Good boy. I'm going to take him out so you can see him a little better.
All right. Oh, he's wonderful.
He's beautiful. Yes, he is.
Mary, how old is this animal? Is he full size?
He's a nice big male. Yes, he is full size.
And this is exactly the same coloration that we would find here in our foothills.
Yes. A lot of them are a little, maybe a little more brown. This one's kind of dark, but you will see this color phase too.
Mary, why do you have him living with the gopher snake?
To show the people of Fresno exactly what they look like, gopher snake versus a rattlesnake, how to tell the difference. Most people say, look at the eye. If it's a vertical slit, then it is poisonous. But to me, it's easier to look at the tail. If it's sharpened like a pencil, then it is not poisonous. Let me see. If it's rounded like the eraser on a pencil, it could possibly be a button on a rattlesnake.
I see.
See
There
the
you go,
pointed?
perfect.
See that?
Tails are very, very different.
That is not a rattlesnake. Even
Now,
if
these
it's,
guys can bite you, but they are non-venomous.
they certainly will bite, but they are not venomous.
All right. Any problem with them as far as temperament, living together, or?
No, they don't see each other as food. They do coexist in the foothills in the same habitats. You might see them on your same hiking trip, see both kinds.
You know, I've heard a wise tale too. People think that these two species can crossbreed.
That is an old wives' tale. The gopher snake lays eggs and the rattlesnake bears live young, so it's biologically impossible for them to crossbreed.
But I think, again, it's because of that mimicry that the gopher snake has picked up. They think that it's a cross between the two. That's wonderful. Mary, if I'm hiking and I'm in the foothills and I see a rattlesnake, what should I do?
If you see it, then move off accordingly. If you can see it ahead of you, move back, move away from it. If you hear it, stop short until you identify where that noise is coming from, and then move away.
He's not going to chase me down and bite me. He's
don't
not going to
chase
do
you.
anything like that.
90% of the bites are when somebody's messing with them,
I see.
trying to move them off the path or something. If you just leave them alone, you'll probably be fine.
Because after all, the rattle is a warning to you.
Exactly, that's how they survive. Being around your big hoof stock, I'm
Warning,
here, don't step on me, and we'll
me.
both be okay.
That's great. Thank you for sharing them.
You're
What
welcome.
a unique treat to see a venomous
Yes.
animal. That's wonderful. And I see how carefully you handle them.
Yes.
It's really important that no one gets bit. You've got a pretty good record here at Fresno Zoo.
An excellent record.
That's
we have
great.
a very good record here. There must be 2 people in the building that have been trained in what to do in case I get bitten before I can even open this and put fresh water in. Must be 2 of us here.
Always safety first.
Always safety
That's
first.
great. Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome.
You know, it's such a nice day outside. I think that we should take an opportunity to go outside, enjoy the sunshine, and meet some really wonderful reptiles that live outside the building.
What has 2 legs and 4 eyes? Me, Bruce Campbell, and I'm here to tell you how to win tickets to the zoo. Tune in every month to find new ways to enter our monthly drawing and become a winner. Winners will receive 4 tickets to the zoo and a personal guided tour of the zoo by me, Bruce Campbell. To enter this month's drawing, send in a postcard with your name, address, phone number to the address on your screen. Welcome back. I'm here at the entrance to the Sunda Forest with Susan Carby, the Executive Director of Zoo Society. Susan, how you doing today?
Hi, Bruce.
You've been at the zoo a long time. Lots of different jobs?
Various things. I started here as a volunteer, a docent, then I became a keeper, and then I was curator of education, and now for the last 3 years I've been the Executive Director of the Zoo Society.
What does the Zoo Society do?
Well, we do a lot of things, but mostly we raise funds to support the improvement of the zoo. All the new exhibits that you see, any renovations, our Sunda Forest was all provided through the Zoo Society.
And this is the last big exhibit that's been built in the zoo.
Yes, that's true.
And it was an expensive undertaking,
Very
too.
expensive, yes.
What's coming up in the near future?
Well, we're hoping to, we're in the bidding process right now for new restrooms here at the front of the zoo, and people will enjoy that.
Oh yes, everybody will.
The restrooms are in the back part by the snack bar and over at the rainforest, and so we'll be thrilled to have restrooms right here at the entrance. Also, we're looking at doing a giraffe feeding station.
Oh, that would be fabulous to have a giraffe feeding station. That'd be great. Come out after we've got that done because feeding giraffes is about as much fun as you can have. How do you raise money?
Well, we have lots of ways that we raise money. We have memberships. People can buy a membership and come as an individual or a whole family for a year for $50 for a family for a year and get a quarterly membership letter, newsletter on what's going on here at the zoo, and they get discounts to all of our events. We also rent the zoo out after the zoo closes and the public's out. You can have your corporate party here. We've had weddings, bridal parties, rehearsal dinners, family picnics, family reunions, high school dances, all sorts of things. And there's a charge for it, but you can have the whole zoo or portion of the zoo and have entertainment, whatever you like. We also have sponsorships. We have corporate sponsorships. And another major thing that we do here is our events. We have 4 major events this year: Breakfast with the Animals, and Safari Night, Ice Cream Safari, and Zubu. And so those are ways that we raise funds there, and plus lots of other ways. We have donors. We have people leave us money in their will, special gifts and bequests, and lots of different ways. And people just call and say, I love the zoo and I want to donate some money.
Oh, I really love the zoo, and you know, $50, that's $4 a month for a family membership.
That's right.
That's a real bargain.
It is.
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
great. Now, for that $50 membership, how can I become a member?
Well, you can call the Zoo Society office, and I can give you that number. It's 264-5988, and we can take your credit card over the phone. You can join at the front gate. You can pay your $50, get in free that day, and get all the different membership things that go along with it. You can also come over to the Zoo Society office. There's lots of ways that you can join the Zoo Society.
Okay, so I'm already a member and I want to help out. How can I do that?
Well, number one is come to the zoo.
Okay.
And that's the most fun, of course. Also, you can attend our special events. You can have your kids come to our camp program. We have a wonderful camp program at the Education Department. You can sponsor, adopt an animal. That's another thing that we have. And you can adopt an animal, and that money all comes in and goes into our improvements. There's a lot of ways that you can get involved. Also, another thing you can do is become a docent here at the zoo, like you are. And that's a wonderful way to be involved.
It is a wonderful way to be involved. You know, they're probably wondering about being a docent, and I haven't told them about it yet. Yeah, something that we will cover. Yeah. Okay, Susan, thank you very much. Nice to see you out here, and you bet I'm gonna do everything I can to help the zoo.
Thank you, Bruce.
We'll be right back. Oh, Mary, who is this?
This is Nobby. He's one of our male Galapagos tortoises.
He's huge.
He is just perfect.
Wow. How big? How much does he weigh?
Over 400 pounds.
Over 400
Yes.
pounds. And do you know how old he is?
Yes, he's in his 40s.
In his
mid-40s.
40s.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he's fabulous.
I know. He's great.
And it's a nice warm day out, so they're enjoying the sunshine?
They're enjoying the sunshine, and as the days get warmer, they'll be out they'll be out every day.
Every day.
So it's nice to
Great.
come down to the
Hi,
zoo
buddy.
and see these beautiful, beautiful animals.
Oh, he is really sweet.
Well, he's nice and he knows us. We're touching him, but he can bite.
Okay.
Fingers, you have to be very careful around his mouth.
Now, where do these come from in the wild?
In the wild, they come from the Galapagos Islands that are off the coast of Ecuador.
Okay. And you said he would bite, but they don't eat meat, do they?
No, they don't eat meat. They're strictly vegetarians, but if fingers are coming at him, he might think they look like tasty carrots
Kind
or
of like
something.
a carrot or something.
Yes.
Sure.
So
That's-
we don't encourage people to touch him unless the keeper's right there.
And coming from the Galapagos, he's probably a very rare and endangered animal.
Extremely, yes. In fact, some of the islands, their tortoises are extinct.
Are they?
Yes.
That's too bad.
I know, these magnificent animals. They were taken for food, and then the man introduced feral animals that ate their food or their eggs. So it was a sad case, but the government of the Galapagos is protecting them very nicely now.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that
Yes.
they're being protected because, I mean, this is just an absolutely magnificent animal. 400 pounds and 40 years old.
Yes, he can get larger.
They can.
Yes,
How big is big?
I've seen them at 600 pounds.
600. So he's 2/3.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on, and then he will grow as long as he's alive.
Yes, but as an adult, it's very slow growth.
Very slow compared
Right.
to when they're young.
Yes.
And how long? If he's 40, how long can they live?
They can live up to 150 years.
So he's a kid,
He's just a little boy.
just a little boy. Okay, so over the next 75 years or something like that, he could slowly put on another couple hundred pounds.
He certainly
That-
could.
Wow, that's just amazing.
But look, feel that thick leg. Just feel that leg that supports all this weight.
Ooh. That's really a stout
Yes, it
leg.
is.
Now, was that a hiss, or was he talking, or
That's air rushing out of his lungs when he pulls his head in.
so it's just breathing?
It's
he's
breathing.
not mad at me or anything.
No, he isn't. He was getting a little tired from standing like that, so he needed to rest a minute.
Okay. That is, so each one of these has 100 pounds on it right now. That's just really something. You can feel You can feel the bones,
strength, yeah.
and there's this huge tendon back here on the
Yes.
back of his, I don't know, shoulder or whatever this is here, I guess. Just really, really something. This has been so much fun. This has been really neat to come out and meet the tortoises, see all the exhibits behind the scenes, learn about the enclosures and how you can control the temperatures and everything back there. Thank you so much for spending your time with us.
Bruce, it's been my pleasure.
This has really been a great day. Learned a lot, had a chance to get up really close and personal with this tortoise here. I'm going to go find Lynn and we'll be right back. Hi, how you doing? Good. I'm here with the Lorenzano family, and they were the winners of last month's Let's Do the Zoo drawing, and they're here to have their VIP tour of the zoo. Shall we get going? All right. Now that we've got a lot to see today, so this is going to be really fun. They thought the early explorers thought they were wings. And these are colobus monkeys. Colobus monkeys, yeah.
Congratulations to the Lorenzano family, last month's ticket winners. Keep watching for your chance to win on Let's Do the Zoo.
Bruce, I know that everybody is dying to know, and I certainly am. What did the tortoises feel like?
Their shell is just like rock.
Yes.
Just hard.
How about their neck?
The neck is soft, leathery feeling,
Yeah.
and their legs are like, they're a little bit bony. And it was really neat to be able to go in there and touch them like that.
They remind me of huge tanks, just walking around like...
Oh, yeah, he starts moving and there's no way you're going to stop him. He'd
believe
run
it.
right over you.
You know how lucky you were to get a chance to do that?
Absolutely. That was just a fantastic experience.
Really neat animals.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, though, when we were inside, we were talking about being able to paint the windows or donating to perhaps help paint the windows or refurbish them a little bit. If someone wants to do that, or if they're feeling a little bit artistic and have a few hours to spare, how do they go about getting involved with that?
Oh, that's easy. All they have to do is call Susan at Zoo Society and she can set the whole thing up for her.
Sounds great. You know, when you folks come out to the zoo, make sure to go through our reptile house. It's really a unique, different environments throughout the whole thing. Mary's always here, so if you have questions, make sure to stop by and ask her. She's loads of information that she loves to share. I think we're pretty much done here, and we hope to see you next month on C14. Let's Do the Zoo.